Hi, this is Randy Kirk, and today we're going to talk about a, a crazy part of who I am, and that is I've always wanted to build a theme park. Does that sound wild and crazy? Years ago, I had this idea to build a theme park called Jerusalem West. I put together a board of directors. I had investors lined up. I had a complete design and pages and pages and pages of a concept for building a Jerusalem, a scale, not as even a scale model, a full-size model of Jerusalem, circa circa 00, circa the time of Christ. I'd never actually put that together. And obviously, or we'd have probably heard about it. But anyway, what I want to do today, I am not good at sharing my screen, but I'm going to try here. And here we go, share my screen. And another theme park that I consider was the Elon Musk Expo. And I put together a website. It's no longer up. I took it down because nobody was paying any attention. But I put together this entire website of doing the Elon Musk Expo. There would have been a section for cars, a section for their trucks. Now, this is years ago, so some of the pictures may seem a little outdated now. A solar house, so the theme park would have included something like a solar house. And this house would have been set up with whatever the greatest, latest things that Elon was doing at that time, the HVAC eventually. So you get the idea. There was going to be a SpaceX section. There was going to be an area where you could go, I called it the accelerator, where you could test ride a Model S Plaid. So you get the idea. So I put this entire website together. I sent as many messages as I possibly could in as many ways as I thought possible to Elon or people around Elon. Nobody ever got back to me. So there is no Elon Musk Expo. However, I'm thinking the time has come. So I have a bigger voice now. So tell Elon we need an Elon Musk Expo. And there's two ways to do this. Number one would be one expo location. By the way, you can do both of these things. I'm suggesting both. One would be an Elon Musk Expo or a Tesla Expo or however you want to call it in Austin. Makes the total sense to do it in Austin. It's Texas is now has a huge population, so there's plenty of folks to come to this expo. He's already got all the activities there. Buy a little more land or put it on the existing land and do some of the things that I did with this website in terms of displaying and also providing rides where people can get the idea of how these different products work. I would certainly have a Falcon Heavy there where people could go up inside of it on some kind of elevator. I mean, there's so many fun things can you imagine the stuff that could be done with an expo like that? So that's number one, is I think you ought to do that. Oh, I also think that there ought to be a boring tunnel from Austin to Browning in order to take people either at 150 miles an hour in cars or elevated electric trains at 700 miles an hour. So those are certainly, I think, things that could be done. That could be part of a 2-day trip, let's say, to go down to South Texas to see SpaceX. So these are wild and crazy ideas, but why not? I mean, it doesn't cost that much. There's lots of money at Tesla. Why not do this? It would generate way more enthusiasm and interest for the product. Hire me, Elon. This is the one I would actually be interested in being part of. So I'll be happy to help you design and develop these crazy ideas. Now then, what about something that could be done faster, sooner, that would help sales right now? And that would be some kind of either permanent expos in various cities or a traveling expo, kind of like the traveling carnivals that come from town to town. So these locations are already there. The carnivals are coming into towns. They know where the locations are. It's not hard to find out where these locations are best for setting up these kind of local expos. What would we do at these expos? Well, number one, there would be some kind of a Peterson Museum. Many of you who follow this kind of stuff closely know that the Peterson Museum just put on a beautiful exposition about the history and the current status of the Tesla automobile. Every time that there's an event down at, Down in Austin, they have all these museum pieces that they bring out. So those could all be put in trucks and sent around the country to where people could come and see the details of what makes Tesla the safest car, what makes it a cool car. And of course, then the main thing would be people would get into the car, people would test ride the car. And then the most important thing is there would be a track. There would be a mile-long track or a half-mile-long track, and there would be different tracks. There would be a straightaway so people could do the 0 to 60 in 2 seconds. There would be a track, maybe there would be some kind of a test your FSD skills, so you'd have this some kind of a serpentine or a track where you could put up dogs running into the way of the car and make it some kind of an obstacle course. So many fun things that could be done. People would come out, they would pay money to go to these expos, have them in multiple cities, have them permanently set up, have them traveling, have both. You could have a permanent, huge expo in Austin. You could have permanent expos in cities all over the world that would be little factories of information that would get people in and get them excited about all the Tesla products. And then you could have a traveling one that would go to the smaller towns and follow the carnival trail. So this is the kind of stuff we're doing on Patreon. I'm actually doing this video right now because one of the Patreon members last night said, "Hey, Randy, I like your idea for doing some kind of a traveling deal that you mentioned in a video the other day on marketing. What if this was even more like," and he starts to spitball and to brainstorm about what that might look like. So if you aren't on Patreon yet, this is the fun kind of, nobody's doing this on Patreon besides me. This is going to be the fun stuff that you're not getting on any other Patreon. Come, it's only $5 a month. Help us out. Throw your ideas into the pile on this and other subjects. It's not just going to be on a carnival or on setting up some kind of expo in Austin. It'll be on so many different subjects that we'll be throwing out our ideas, testing ideas, and just brainstorming, having fun. That's in addition to what everybody else does. This video will be on Patreon before it's on YouTube. So if you want to see it before everybody else the next time, then join Patreon. If you like this content, you know what to do. Subscribe, notify, all the rest. You know exactly what needs to be done. Oh, by the way, have you bought the book yet? We're heading for 3,000 sold in just less than 90 days. So way less than 90 days, actually about 70 days. So closing in on 3,000. Maybe you'll be number 3,000. And if you've already read the book and you haven't reviewed it yet, would you please go on Amazon and review it? We just passed 100 reviews with a 4.6 rating. I'm pretty happy with that. Would you be happy with that if it was your book? So buy the book. It's been great talking to you.
Click the link below to get your paperback, Kindle, or audiobook now.